Many people face issues with Kubernetes cluster setup, but what if I tell you that this can be done within just 10 minutes? Now, no matter whether you are creating 10 worker nodes, 8 worker nodes, or even 2 worker nodes. In this video, I will tell you how you can create your Kubernetes cluster, okay, with the help of scripts. Now, these scripts are very much well defined. You don't have to worry about anything. I will make sure that everything is clear for you. You just follow this video and you just have to execute the scripts and your cluster will be ready within 10 minutes. Okay. In this specific demonstration, we are going to create a Kubernetes cluster with one master node and with 2 worker nodes. And now in your case, it may vary with the 3 worker nodes. It may vary with 4 worker nodes. Depends upon you. Now let's do the standard configuration, but the best catch is we are going to make use of AWS EC2 instance and we don't even have to worry about money because we are going to make use of free tier account. So without further ado, let's get started with the installation with the creation of Kubernetes cluster. Alright, so let's start with the installation. Okay, and for this specific installation, we are going to consider that we want one master node and we are considering that we need 2 worker node, right? In your case, it may different. Let's say there is one control plane and you need 3 worker nodes, it can be 6 worker nodes, and even it can be 10 worker nodes. I have tested it and it works seamlessly. And we are also considering that we want to create the Kubernetes cluster in such a way that we are adhering the free tier account. We are using free tier account as the max, so we don't even have to worry about the billing. Let's get things started and let's jump straight to the point. So here you will find Kubernetes tutorial repository where the only 3 files we have to make sure, that is docker install.sh, master node setup and worker node setup. These are the 3 files that will do the job. Okay, now what are the configuration that we will need? Basically, we are going to work on the architecture that there will be one master node, that is the control plane, and there can be n number of worker nodes. So that's the reason the script is configured in such a way. If your worker node increases, you just have to execute that script multiple times. But for this specific demonstration, we are considering the standard configuration, that is one master and 2 worker. Okay, now what are the configuration for EC2 instance for free tier account? So for master node, it would be the 3 small instance type. Why? Because it will give you 2 gigabits of RAM and there will be 2 virtual CPU, and also the storage we will be making use of is 30 gigabits of GP3 type storage. The operating system for this specific setup is Ubuntu 22.04, and same goes for worker nodes. So the suggested worker node type is a T3 micro, but from my own experience, I would recommend you to go with the default configuration that we are going to make use with the master, that is T3 small, because if you use T3 micro, it will give you 1 gigabits of RAM along with 2 gigabits two virtual CPUs. But I will suggest to go with master node configuration because that will make your experience even smoother. But you can go with the configuration which are mentioned into the MD file. Okay, no worries on that. The most important part that we need to take care is of the security groups. Why? Because these are the ports that is something we need to expose into the security groups into the inbound rule. You have to make sure that port number 22, 6443, 10250, all of these ports which are mentioned over here should be opened. Okay, because this will allow the traffic for us to communicate with the machines. Now, how do we configure the master node? All you have to do is just clone the repo, run the master script, and master node is configured. At the end, what you will get one join command that you have to execute into the worker node, because that will follow one token and that will help us to communicate with master and worker node. And what sort of things that the script does? Basically, it will set the hostname to master, it will disable swap, it will configure the kernel networking. We are going to make use of Calico network here, by the way, and along with that it will install container D. All of these things will be done automatically. We don't even have to worry about anything. Things will be taken care by the script itself. Now once everything is done, it will give you a join command that you have to execute into the worker node. And when you are executing this command, you have to make sure you are providing sudo, and at the end you have to provide -fnv equals to 5 for the pre-flight checklist. Now once everything is done, set up the same on the worker node, but this time the only thing that differs is you have to execute the worker node setup.sh file. Once everything is done, it will say that the master is ready for worker node, and all you have to do is kubectl get pods, and it will say that all the pods are ready and we are done. That's the basic setup that we have to do. Now once everything is done, you can actually run the commands and you can see the outputs and it works fine. Okay, and then important notes that whenever we are dealing with this, you have to make sure that the swap is disabled for sure, and all nodes are in the same VPC. They are provided with internet, and that's the reason we are going to make use of the same security group. Okay, and once everything is done, you can actually see the result. And the thing is, you don't even have to worry about this thing because it is already been taken care by the script itself. Enough theory, let's do the practical. Now what I will do, I'll go to my EC2 instance, I'll go to EC2 over here, and if I scroll all the way to the bottom, I just wanted to show you the security groups, that is launch wizard aid, which I've already created. I just wanted to show you because this is something that I'm going to make use of. Okay, so as per the documentation, you can see port number 80 is open. Okay, here you can see 10250 is open, port number 22 is open. You have to make sure these ports are open. All you have to do is create a new security group and allow these ports. Okay, now let me go to EC2 over here and let me create the instances. I'll go to launch instance, and here let us create the cluster finally. So I'll just write k8s master node, and here I will take the machine type as Ubuntu, and I will scroll down. Here you can see the instance type. In T3 micro, we have 2 virtual CPU along with 1 gigabits of memory. Okay, but what I want is, I want T3 small because it gives me 2 virtual CPU along with 2 gigabits of memory. Enter, and I will select T3 small. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is, I want the master and worker to be of same instance type. That's the reason I'm going to make use of T3 small. Here, create a key pair. If you don't have any, I will make use of Ubuntu local. If you want to create a new key pair, click on create new key pair, enter the name and click over this button, and it will give you a PEM file that will be very much helpful for you to take the SSH. Now I am making sure that all my machines are into the same network, that is the same default VPC has been used in all 3 machines. And when it comes to security groups, as mentioned earlier, I will make use of launch wizard aid because there I have exposed all the ports. And here the main part is the storage. Make sure the storage is 30 gigabits of storage of GB3 type. Okay, now everything is done. I will change the instance count to 3 and I will click on launch instance. Everything is done. Now it's finally the time to take the SSH and work on the things. But before even we move forward, I just want to do a final thing, that is I just want to rename the machine. So this will be a worker node. So K8s worker node 1, and this would be worker node 2. So K8s worker node 2. Okay, now let us configure the master first. So I will just take the SSH and I will make sure the environment is ready. So I am inside downloads. I will take the SSH. Yes. Okay, so master is configured. I will open 2 more tabs for worker node 1 and worker node 2. So cd downloads, I'll go back again, and this time I want to take SSH to worker node 1. I will copy this and I will take SSH to the worker node 1. Okay, SSH is success, and I will again go back and I will take the SSH to worker node 2 this time. Instances, worker node 2, connect, SSH. Okay, and this is the third terminal. I'll go to downloads and I will take the SSH. Now why I am going to downloads? Because the PEM file which I just created or downloaded is present over there. That's the reason I am going to downloads. Now what I will do, I will rename the terminal. So the first one is master. I will rename and mark this as blue. This will be worker node 1. So worker 1, and this would be the third one. So I will mark it as worker 2, and again I will mark it as blue. So here you can see at the top, the one at as yellow is the master node, and the one which blue color is worker node 1 and worker node 2. Enough theory, let's start with the practical. So what I will do, I will just copy this link git URL and I will just run git clone followed by the URL. Done. So right now you can see I am on the master node. Okay, I will clear the screen and I will go inside the Kubernetes repository that I just downloaded, and I will go into the first sub repository, that is install Kubernetes. Okay, and here the first thing that I will do is first list the file. So these are all the files that we would be working with. The first thing that we have to do is provide the permission. So I will run chmod plus x, and we want to give executable permission to all the sh file, and then I will run /master node setup.sh, and ladies and gentlemen, master node setup here is complete. Now let us move forward with the worker node. We don't have to do anything. All we have to do is just run git clone followed by the link that we copied. Oops, 1 second, I'll just remove this. Okay, clear. All I have to do is run git clone command followed by the link that we just copied, that is of the repository itself. So here goes the link, and then I will go to Kubernetes tutorial into the sub repository number 1. I will run the command chmod plus x to give the executable permission to all the sh file. So star.sh. Now the only difference here would be I will run the worker node setup file over here. Okay. Now I will go to worker 2, and again I will perform the same operation, git clone followed by the link, cd to Kubernetes, and I will go to sub repository number 1. I will run chmod plus x to give the executable permissions to all the sh file, and then I will run the worker node setup. Now, so what is happening over here? In the first shell, you can see the master node configuration has been happening. In the worker 1, first worker is getting ready, and in the worker 2, second worker is getting ready. And by the time we were just having a chat, the master node setup is actually completed. How cool is that? Now the thing that we have to do is, you can see kubeadm join command. It gave us the IP, the port, and also the token that will help the worker node to communicate with the master. Now what I will do, I will copy this entirely. Okay, and I will go to the worker 1. And here again, you can see there is the next step command, that is it is expecting us to run the join command that we got from the master. So make sure you are writing sudo over here, paste the join command which you just copied from the master node. Okay, and at the end you just have to mention -v equals to 5. So I'll go over here and I will copy the command which is present over here, that is the join command. I'll go to worker 1, paste it, and at the end I will write -v equals to 5. Enter. Now it will try to communicate with the master, and finally it is connected to the master, and it says that this node has joined the cluster. Certificate signing request was sent to the API server and response was received. Kubelet was informed of a new secure connection details, and when you will run kubectl get nodes, you will see this node present into the master. I will go to the worker node and I will run the same command. Just write sudo, paste the join command that we copied from master. I'll go again and copy it, Control C, Control V, -v equals to 5. Enter. It is again trying to communicate with the master node, and finally the handshake is completed. The worker node setup is completed. But before even we move forward, there is one thing that is pending for all the 3 machines, that is we need to install Docker. So just make sure you're running the third script, that is install docker.sh. Now Docker has been installed into the master machine, into the worker 1 and into worker 2. So let's wait for some time so that it install Docker. So what it will do, it will install containerd and whatever things are required to execute to work with Kubernetes is been installed and been taken care by the script. Okay, now I will go to worker 2. Here you can see again the installation is in progress, and in worker 3 the installation is in progress. I'll go back to master. It says Docker installation is completed and I need to run docker -f version. Installation is complete. I'll go to worker 1 again, and here it again says version is complete. Okay, I will go to worker 2. Here also Docker installation is completed. Now finally things are done. Literally it is completed. All you have to do is just run kubectl get nodes, and here you can see master is configured and worker is present. If you want to validate that this is the actual one, you can see the worker node ends with 172.31.67.134, and here you can see the same is mentioned. Now if you go to worker 2, you can see the IP 172.31.71 and 118, and same goes for the second worker node. This is how we made sure that the Kubernetes cluster is created and it is defined. I hope in this video it gave you the clarity how you can configure your master node and worker node, right? And you can literally perform all the operation, and this will literally behave like it is supposed to, right? Now let's say if you require 3 nodes, 4 nodes, or 10 nodes, all you have to do is repeat the steps and execute the worker node setup file into the n number of instances, and it will connect it to the machine. Now let's say if I read one more machine, I will create one more worker node, execute the worker file, and then whatever join command we got from master, I will execute it in the worker node, and it will perform the communication, and machine will be ready and will get listed over here. So that was all about the installation of Kubernetes. I'm sure that this will literally help you for learning Kubernetes, and you won't be wasting much time into the installation. Let's keep things very much straightforward. So yeah, that was all, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, keep learning, and thank you very much.